If you can overthink the worst in every situation, then why can't you overthink the best? I've been in therapy for 10 years, guys. We can talk about this. You can't fill someone else's cup without filling your own.
They can't find someone mature enough for them.
Women have high expectations these days.
Majority of people have got one or two parents that have fucked their lives up the way they raised them. These women dominate.
Yes, women do dominate, which is very
questionable.
Hey guys, I'm Heidi.
And I'm Biba.
And welcome back to
Aesthetically Sisters.
my favorite show. Let's
Ever.
go.
No
My
podcast
show is
like
on
it.
Be Quiet. This episode is juicy. Let's get into it.
This is going to be so relatable to so many people.
I feel like it might bruise some people's egos because not everyone is emotionally intelligent to understand.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers to this.
You should just be unbiased and open-minded and really try and learn something.
Absolutely. We could be like fixing your life here.
We are here for the people.
Yes, we are.
Let's tell them the topic.
All right. So this is something I've been like hanging to talk about. And I know
really
you
is.
have.
Yeah, it is.
Because there's so many, like I said, so many layers to this. But I want to know your thoughts, Heidi.
Oh, God.
Do you believe the way you were raised as a child affects your relationship as your relationships as an adult?
Yes, I definitely do. Because I myself have been in a relationship for 7 years.
Yeah.
And in that 7 years, I've obviously
bless
done a
them.
lot of growth and a lot of learning and therapy. And I see myself responding and being reactive to things that are triggered or sparked my inner child.
Yeah.
And really the way you're raised and the way that as a child you're taught to love and be loved affects you as an adult, whether you want to admit it or not. And
Or not loved enough.
whether you're loved too much, not loved enough, it's inconsistent. I've been in therapy for 10 years, guys. We can talk about this.
And
forever.
I've never done therapy.
Oh my God, I've been in therapy for longer than 10 years.
Yeah.
I
You've been
started
in
therapy in
since
2011.
In high school.
2011, year 6. What the fuck?
So sorry, man.
That is diabolical.
We actually lived in the same family. I think I just had to be a lot more thick-skinned because, different times as well.
Actually, study says that you can have 3 siblings and they could go through the exact same
And they all
situation.
have-
Their mum can die. Every single person is going to take it differently because we are
absolutely.
all wired emotionally different.
Yeah.
So I've been in therapy for a very long time. That's crazy. And I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And my therapist says that my template, and their template is like the way that you react and respond to things, was one way for so many years.
Yeah.
It's going to take that amount of time, if not longer, to change it.
God, I've lost any chance
But it
and
is
hope.
it is the most beautiful journey if you embrace it.
Yeah.
I definitely do think, depending on your childhood, will depend on how you are in a relationship.
That's true. That's true.
Do you think?
I do. Like, the reason I feel I wanted to talk about this is last week, for example, just last week,
Okay.
worked 6 days. I was fully booked all week. There was not one client that walked in and had something positive to say about their relationship. Like maybe one, but it wasn't discussed in depth. But there was client after client after client, either extremely single because there's men out there, but there isn't potential men out there.
No, there are boys out
there. There are
There
boys
are not
out
enough
there
men
that haven't attended therapy or haven't recognized that they work in the same way, relationship after relationship, and it keeps failing. And the rise of like single people in this day and age. And as I'm getting older, I'm seeing more and more single people, and everyone's complaining about the same thing. They can't find someone mature enough for them.
I agree. That's something I hear all the time as well.
Exactly.
And even with like my friend group, and I have a couple of different friendship groups, and that is a common topic.
100%.
It's hard to find men. Men don't get it. Men aren't working hard enough. And we are women have high expectations these days.
In
and
this
it's
day
not
and age,
very,
yeah.
it's high expectations for this day and age. It's not high expectations for like 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like just
Even
work.
20 years ago.
Even 20, like it's just basic things that men don't want to do anymore that women still want in men.
100%. And every time I'm hearing their like breakup stories or, you know, them meeting men and why it's not working out, all I'm thinking is this is undiagnosed childhood trauma.
Yeah.
The amount of like therapy that we need as humans, because I don't care what anyone says. Every single person has, okay, maybe not every single person, but majority of people have got one or two parents that have fucked their lives up the way they raised them.
Yeah.
Okay. And I never used to understand this. I'm a parent now myself. I mean, have been for a long time. And I have learned and watched what my parents did. And I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm going to put my son through that.
Yeah.
I parent my child 150,000% on the flip side of the way my parents parented me.
Yeah.
You see, and I don't think our parents, that generation, had that sort of awareness. Like, they all complain about the way they were raised, and then they went on
they weren't emotionally intelligent enough to break that cycle.
To break the cycle. Yeah. And they just dragged their trauma and fucking traumatized us along the way.
Is, I don't think people should be having children unless they've healed themselves, whether it's childhood trauma or like adolescent things that they've been through. You need to heal yourself before you have children, because whether you say I'm going to break the cycle or not, if you haven't fully healed, unintentionally you're going to put your child through that.
Oh, 100%.
And it's so unfair.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And when you look at statistics and studies and research and data, that's all been collected about people, how their childhood has fucked their ability to have a relationship.
Yeah.
To be able to commit, to be able to trust
issues,
to be able to
feel loved,
and to know how to love correctly.
And have a massive fear of abandonment.
Attachment styles.
That was me.
Yeah.
I had a massive fear of abandonment, and I still do. And not even in my my relationship with my boyfriend, but even with like friendship.
Yeah.
I got left at a park and at the pool so many times.
Oh my God.
A child.
Oh my God. But this is what happens. You have like 100 fucking kids. You're going to forget one at the pool. You're going to forget one at the fucking park. And it was always Heidi, poor thing.
I know.
And I'd be like, where's my sister?
To the max.
Where's my sister? So they'd turn back and pick her up.
Yeah. I was crying. I was upset when I got picked up. And like a few times I got left at school to an ungodly hour.
I'm sorry that happened to you, babe. I wish I was older.
I know.
To not allow that. I'm going to put that on your parents.
We can put that on them. But see, whether it was intentional or not, like
no, of course I don't. Yeah.
Obviously, growing up, there was 8 children. There's a lot of us, and like we had 2 cars because we didn't all fit in one, and it was chaos. And a child got left, and it happened to be me.
Yeah.
I was just this small little girl that was forgotten, and it wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
But as I grew up, I had this fear, like even if my friends told me I love you, or like you're the best, or like I'll be like, wait, do they actually love me, or are they gonna leave me, or like is something like I became over vigilant.
Yeah,
I've healed now, thank God. We healed little Heidi who was traumatized.
Darling girl.
But it comes up, and it could be intentional or unintentional.
Yeah,
like something so common. When you overly love your child, people think like I'm loving them so much, I'm giving them everything. That unfortunately sometimes set them up for failure.
100%, because it makes them so dependent on being loved. So they get older and they get into a relationship and they are expecting that level of attention and love from their partner.
And they don't find it.
They don't find it because you're not going to fucking marry your mother.
Unfortunately,
so it's not going to work, my friend.
Yeah.
And it creates a lot of problems, and it creates, or maybe I'm not wanted by this person because they're not loving me like my mother loved me. Or maybe they don't care about me because they're not asking me what I ate today.
Yeah.
And if I ate. And they're not worried about me because I've said I had a headache last night. Like stupid little things like that. Like, grow up, princess. Go get therapy. But I get it.
You can't blame someone because that's their template.
But at some point, and the thing is, people like that tend to go into vicious cycles of relationships, repeating the same habits. And then it's always the other person that wasn't good enough for them.
Yeah.
And
it's always like the same thing. So eventually after a couple of relationships, maybe you're the problem.
Well, then...
But people don't always see that.
Exactly, because then they'll start seeing she's so high maintenance, she doesn't care, she's cold, or he's cold, vice versa, whatever. And it becomes like a psychological thing, like they go back to their mum's house and live there.
Yeah.
We've got a brother like that. Our older brother is like that. I'm not joking.
He's just obsessed with my mom.
And that also comes to ethnic approach.
Yes.
Of loving their boys.
Cultural like influence on males especially is diabolical.
Yeah.
I know in like the Middle Eastern culture and a lot of like ethnic WOG cultures, boys are like so praised and so
they're held on a pedestal.
Like they are everything and more. And
they can
that
do no
unfortunately sets them up to failure because they go into this world that obviously doesn't see them as the end all and be all.
Yeah.
And then they're shocked. And then they end up developing like this fear of rejection because they're like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? I can't have this. Like, I'm a boy. I'm the oldest boy. Yeah.
I want to be serviced.
They have this unrealistic expectation.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't get met like time after time, they then become so avoidant.
Yeah.
And it's a really vicious cycle.
It is. It's horrible.
Sad.
And it's true. What Heidi was saying, so many I would say every Middle Eastern culture idolizes boys. Yeah. I don't know one Middle Eastern culture that sits there and does that to girls. Because this is why I feel like...
No, I've met, like, culturally, but...
That's what I'm saying, culturally.
Yeah. I've met now clients, like, that I speak to about these things, and, like, they're the opposite. Like, no, we love our daughters.
Breaking the cycle.
Yeah, and I'm like... Oh,
they're the ones...
I love that.
Breaking the cycle.
Yeah.
You know, recognizing that that's not right. You know?
Thank God.
Like, when I look at the way my older brother still lives at home, my mother has not cut the umbilical cord. I think he has breastfeeding hours scheduled in daily. She'll take him to the doctor if he's feeling sick. This guy's nearly 40 and single. There's a reason. You see that like, she will, like, brush his hair and plait it when he gets out of the shower. Like,
it's a lot.
There is a reason he can't maintain a healthy relationship. Yeah. Because
he has this unrealistic expectation that has to be met.
Of what a woman should be. Yes. And how he should be treated. Yeah. Because that's what he knows. I mean, not only do they baby them, but they also weirdly get this psychological thing going in their head that you're the man. Yeah. You're like the leader. You should be bowed down to. You should be serviced.
And let me tell you, if a man came and tried to play these games on me, I'd actually kick him in the head, respectfully. Yeah. I'd be like, sorry? Fuck right off.
Yeah, go cry to your mum.
Literally.
Go sleep on her lap and cry. But when you see that, and because I've seen it, we've seen it, like time and time again, and one relationship failed after another, it's so funny because him and I are a year and a half apart. And we are complete different personalities. But we grew up like it was us two first before, and it was many years before the rest of the kids came. Yeah. And we had very, very similar life experiences because we grew up in the same time frame.
But they're still
which
so
I get. Yeah. I get what you're saying, that everyone experiences differently. And we are so different. Yeah. See, like he's got this, my mum will put a whole spread on the dining table of food. And the plates and everything. And he will sit like this.
And wait to be served.
And he will sit like that for an hour.
If he has to.
All my brothers do, by the way, not just him. But because she's made them like feel, I will cater to your every need. Yeah. You see? And so whenever he's had a relationship, that's overnight, he becomes like a married couple. They're playing house. And wants everything,
and then it becomes so
and he love bombs, and then these girls think that, oh my God, we found the most perfect man,
and then it doesn't end up working out because you can only do that for so long until you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like,
and then
this is so unrealistic. Like, you have your whole own life, and I think this is where a lot of men struggle, is actually differentiating their life from their their partner's life. Like,
Yes.
you need to have your own separate lives and then your
Yeah.
life together. And I think that's where a lot of people tend to struggle.
Yeah.
They get into a relationship and they're just them together 24/7. They have no friends other than each other.
Yeah.
They're in each other's face. And I'm like, bro, like I would die.
Yeah, 100%. And then, for example, when I was doing some research on this and I was reading how children can come up differently.
Yeah.
And I found it so fascinating that he's this way and I'm the polar opposite.
Yeah.
Like 11 and a half years single, very fine with it, very happy. However, major commitment issues,
I was about to say.
major trust issues, and it's different. Like
Yeah.
I would struggle to have someone cater to my every need.
See, girls are very different. We're more
Yeah.
emotional.
I'm very like,
And growing up, Biba obviously like developed these little, like you were also very spoiled as a child. You were like the first girl in the whole generation.
Yeah.
And then you like grew up and then you started seeing things as you got a little bit older.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest thing was like infidelity.
Yes.
Cheating. And when a female especially views cheating from a very young age or sees it, it actually scars you. I don't think people understand how traumatizing it is for children, especially females, because it builds this really, really, really difficult trust issue and commitment issue. And whether you want to be loyal or not, it is so difficult because you will always have that doubt.
It's not if you want to be loyal, it's you believing anyone could be loyal.
But like you can't, because whether you are loyal, but then there's always this other side of you that's like, don't commit, don't be too loyal because this person's cheating on you. Like this and it
person's
has
going
this
to
second
cheat,
voice, and it's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, the American Sociology Association found that 40% of individuals who have witnessed infidelity as a child report struggling with trust and commitment in adult relationships.
That is 40% of people.
That's 40%.
That is like such a big number, and it's so
And
true.
then look at this. It also reports that 57% of men who grew up in homes with both parents, with one or both parents engaging in infidelity, reported cheating in their own relationships later on in life. That's more than half of men. You're telling me it's harder for me to find someone?
You're telling me that 57% of men cheat.
Yes, 57%.
That's
okay. It's not normal. It's
that's
crazy.
A huge number.
That's a big figure of. That's half. If we're going to look at it per capita or per population,
that's more than half the men.
That's more than half the men who are so battered and scarred emotionally on the inside from what they've seen growing up that it somehow their brain has normalized cheating. So,
but can I say something? I had a conversation with a male. I'm not going to share his name, but he was basically like we were talking about. It was actually I think like my mental health. I was having a shit day and we were like chatting, and then. I was like telling him, oh yeah, I know how to validate my feelings in a way where I'm like, I'm having a shitty day and then I'm able to pinpoint why and then why I'm having a shitty day. So what triggered it? And then reassure myself that I feel this way because of this and like whatever. I have like a way of thinking about my things. Like I learned it in years of therapy. So I was like saying, oh, this upset me because of this, but it's okay. I feel this way because of like I was justifying it. And then he's like, bro, I would have never thought about that. I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, if I was upset at A, B, and C, I would have just been like, oh, okay, I feel this way and just moved on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't do that because you need to validate your feelings. You need to understand why you feel a certain way, what triggered that, how you can move on from it. And like, there's a whole cycle of like emotion.
Absolutely.
And it just made me realize how common it is that men actually just bucket these emotions up because they don't want to feel them. And then even if they wanted to feel them, I don't think men are going to be able to be like, oh, I feel this way because I have an avoidant attachment style. I have an avoidant attachment style because of AB. Like, they don't make that connection.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Absolutely.
Like, I couldn't imagine not going through my freaking vicious cycle of thoughts and emotions. And then someone just doesn't think about it at all. That's crazy to me.
I mean, I can get that because there are times things piss me off.
And then you just don't think about it.
And I'm just like, fuck me. That's another thing. I've got 100,000
Yeah.
things on my plate. Like I've got work, I've got our podcast, I've got like my child, I've got 100 things that I think about through the day, right? And in one day, a lot can happen
Yeah, of
with
course.
my life.
Oh my God, definitely.
So I feel it's not that I don't validate my feelings. I think I'm just at the age where I'm like, oh, that's pissed me off. I know what my triggers are. I know what emotions, like anything can be said and I'll take it a certain way. If I am to take it a certain way, I feel like I understand what I'm doing.
Yeah, but you're still understanding
Yeah.
that men don't, not all men do
No,
that.
no.
Well, these specific men that I was speaking
Yeah.
with. And yeah,
I know
do-
this man.
You do. I'll tell you his name after. But like, it
no.
was just funny because I was like,
Yeah.
like, even though you have 100 things going on and something happened, you still know why it triggered you and
Yeah.
why it made you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people don't even understand why they feel these ways.
Yeah.
They just think that these feelings are normal or like, that's how I'm meant to feel.
Yeah. I feel like as I've gotten older, I've simmered down a lot more.
In what way?
I used to be very reactive. Like if
Yes.
something triggered me, oh my God, I was like a volcano ready to erupt. And
No, she wasn't. The volcano had already erupted.
the volcano erupted and now it's pouring out everywhere. And I'd be very emotionally, you remember, like I'd get upset.
I know.
It was a mess. And now I feel like I had to figure out, as I got older, I figured out, and I didn't do therapy, but I had to do my own sort of work mentally on myself. And I realized what my triggers were, what the life, my upbringing, I realized what from my upbringing actually affected me as an adult.
Yeah.
And the best thing I've ever done in my life is set fucking boundaries
Amen.
with certain family members. And it wasn't easy because I'm like the older, like I'm like the big mother hen of the whole clan.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of us. But I was very involved and wanted to take care of everyone. And then I was like, no.
Yeah.
No.
It's so important to
And
set
that
boundaries.
made the biggest difference for me to start understanding things that bothered me and upset me. But still, like I had like the commitment issue. Like anytime I did not want to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
I didn't want.
We know.
Yeah,
We're very well aware.
And I got to a point where I actually genuinely thought I can never be attracted to anyone and love someone. And like it took a long time for me to prove myself I can.
Yeah.
I can be with someone, but it also works because it's not so in my face.
Yeah.
Do you get what
It's
I'm
a way,
saying?
yeah.
So when, I don't know, I guess seeing my father cheat on our mum consistently my whole life since I was a kid.
Yeah. Guys,
me-
our dad had a like 14-year relationship.
How did
Well,
she never pick up on it? 14
I don't
years.
even know if I'm going
I
to
got
keep
right,
this
a
in
year
here,
or
but
two.
like 14 years. So like growing up, our eldest brother saw it, Bibba saw it, my older brother saw it, I saw it, and then it sort of ended. And then
But
you
then he
see,
picks up with someone else.
yeah,
Carries
never
on.
ended.
No, it never ends.
And like it's so crazy how it's affected each of
Yeah.
us so differently.
Yeah.
And then like it's so weird, but like boys take it so differently. Like anytime I try to talk to my brothers, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, like this happened. They like laugh, oh, you and your trauma. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
well,
but
that's because
trauma's
they grew up watching it. So for them, it's normal.
yeah, it's become the normal thing.
for
And then
them.
also they don't know how, like, they don't want to acknowledge their feelings.
No,
Men are
and-
so good at like being so oblivious to their
Yeah.
feelings. And maybe that's just how they want to be seen as manly because it's this
And stoic
yeah,
and
but it's also like this like
masculine and-
social like sort of standard that the society has set that
Yeah.
men can't have emotions
Yeah.
for some weird reason. And yeah, they don't feel it. And like therapy isn't a serious thing.
No, it's
and
not. They joke.
They laugh at me.
They laugh at her.
Like they're like, you've been at therapy for so long and look at you. And I'm like, bro, I'm healed.
Yeah.
I'm choosing.
Yeah.
I'm choosing to let you talk to me right now.
I swear. But not one of them has a solid relationship.
yeah. I look at my siblings and they all have serious relationship issues.
Yeah, like bad mommy issues, bad daddy issues. Like they can't not. Every single one of them jumps from
I
relationship
think it
to
was
relationship.
literally this Christmas. My brothers, like all of them, said, "Heidi, I think you're the most normal one because
Yeah.
you've been able to have a like stable, solid relationship."
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of work, and I feel
Yeah.
a lot of people just look and be like, "Oh my God, they've been together 7 years." Like they've never broken up. They don't have like crazy like art. Like, you know how people like break up and get back together and then like post stupid shit. Like I think my boyfriend and I are both very committed to each other and committed to having better relationships than what we saw around us.
Yes.
That it takes a lot of work and people aren't willing to acknowledge or put in the work.
And that's what I think separates you and your relationship with your boyfriend is I've watched it happen and unfold. So they've grown up, and like I said, we're talking about no one comes from the perfect family home.
Yeah.
So we're all dealing with our own things.
Yeah.
And I've seen them both like together put the work in.
Yeah.
Like in totality, their whole soul is being poured into like doing exercises that's going to help, doing things like writing nice things to each other daily, writing that it's just, and it's, you would look at it and think, oh, it's small things or it's silly things, but it built such a stable foundation for them.
Yeah.
That's by the grace of God, forever unbreakable. And I can see that. And like, I have to say, your relationship gave me hope.
Stop, I'm gonna cry.
I've always
That's
said
really
that to
cute.
you. Like, I've always said, I love your relationship that you have with him. And you full deserve.
And I just got my period.
And she just got her period, so we're a bit emotional, you guys. And it actually gave me hope because I have not seen one relationship around me that I ever looked at and thought, God, that's cute. I am inspired.
Yeah. I think people just really underestimate like how much work a relationship is. And to me, like when we started dating, like I was so young, I probably was too young to be in a relationship, but I was like, you know what, like this man makes me happy. He's so different to everything I've ever seen as a man growing up. And we were both willing to put in the work to be better for each other and for our relationship. And yes, like sometimes it means you have to have really difficult, uncomfortable conversations, but that's what's important. It's not all about what he buys you, although he does buy me nice things.
He does.
We go to really expensive restaurants and we do all that dramatic things that everyone just posts online. But then we also do the little things that count. And
She'll
to
sit
me,
at home and cook for him. He'll tell her, I'm going to take you out to a fine dining restaurant. She'll
I'll cancel the reservation.
She'll cancel the reservation, make sushi, make steak. Tell them what you're doing for Valentine's Day. He's booked some fancy-ass restaurant.
I called the restaurant and I cancelled our reservation. So when he comes to pick me up on Valentine's Day, I'm going to tell him, oh, come down, I'm not ready. And then I would have cooked us a spread. To me, that's like what I want. I know he's going to appreciate that.
I want to be your girlfriend.
I know, like, we both mutually hate going out for Valentine's Day. And it's usually during the week, so we always go out on the weekends.
But you guys love each other. You love each other every day.
Literally.
So
and to
you
me,
don't
like,
need that.
People like, oh, my man hasn't asked me to his Valentine, and they're genuinely annoyed about it. I'm like,
my
babe,
God,
if you're waiting one day for this man to tell you he loves you, that's problematic.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've cancelled the reservation and I'm literally gonna cook a spread for us.
Yeah.
I love cooking.
I love that. That's so cute.
Acts of service is how I like to show love.
Yeah.
And he's gonna appreciate that.
He will 100% because he's actually so thoughtful and sweet. Like he recognizes the little things.
Yeah, he does. He does.
And you know, I want to go back to a topic or to what you were saying before, that being adult enough and being aware enough of how a relationship must grow and how much hard work it takes for a relationship to sustain.
Yeah.
There has to be uncomfortable moments.
Of course.
And there always will be.
Yeah.
And the thing is, part of some attachment issues, some childhood unresolved trauma is once anything gets tough,
you just leave. And I see that, so that's Bibba, and I see that with so many clients and my friends.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, you have to like, when the person is worth fighting for, you'll know it because you're gonna feel something back. You're gonna feel them fighting back as well. But when it's always a one-way street, it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
But guys, like I had fucking abandonment issues. Like I thought this man was gonna like leave. I'm like, there's no way he's gonna last. Like I had all these really unhealthy thoughts.
He proved you wrong, girl.
He did. He really did. But it's hard. Like I was not easy to love.
No.
I was like a raging, emotional 17, 18-year-old. I was always crying, and he played a very, very big part in like my healing journey. And like, bro, like it's pretty magical.
Yeah,
Like I look back, I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool.
I love that for you. And you see, obviously I'm new into this relationship world.
Yes.
Okay. And she knows more than anyone. My type, the way I am, the moment anything is an inconvenience in my life,
It's gone.
gone. Like this. And like nothing will ever make me think or feel bad or be like, did I overreact?
No, never.
Nothing. No. Inconvenience, bang, done.
Block, delete.
No,
done.
not even block, not even delete. You can keep calling all you want. My
She's
phone's
not
on.
answering.
No, not answering. And until you get the point. Because I like them to see the two blue ticks. I'm a bit toxic like that. But I have found myself in having to be a bit different.
Yeah.
And do you understand? It's been times where I feel like I'm choking because all I want to do is just be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
And
it's difficult.
And it's so difficult. It's so difficult to be patient. And it's so difficult to do the work. So I see him sort of trying to calm me down or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't want a bar of it. But then I'm like, oh, fuck, shut the hell up.
You still have unresolved
I
trauma.
do. But I feel like I've been able to come this far. I've not been able to come this far. Ever. I picked up a 5-week-old baby and walked out of a whole marriage.
Yeah.
That's it. I was done. I was like, no. This is all too much for me. I'm out.
Yeah.
And 11 and a half years, nothing. Like for me to actually even come this far and entertain and be open because I think he's worth it. I know he's worth it. And I see the way he loves and treats me. And I think it's amazing. Like I've never seen that. But then of course I've got my trauma. Like
but see, you work through it.
Yeah.
That's
We're
special.
working through it. So so seeing things like, even with him, I've had to sit down and have those serious conversations and say to him, you have unresolved trauma. I do too. I'm not coming at you, but every other minute, you're going to leave me. No, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, abandonment issues. I know exactly where his issues spark from, but we won't talk about it. But yeah, it's true. Like everyone has issues, and I think it's really healthy, and it's very important how you communicate it to your partner.
Absolutely.
That if you feel like you can help them, to talk about it.
I 100%
all it takes is a conversation, and it can change so much.
Yeah.
But people have this fear of having difficult conversations because it's easier to just shut up and leave and try and find someone else.
It really is. Like
then have that talk.
I know. Sometimes I'm like, oof, which direction should I run?
Right, left, north, south.
But
yeah,
you got to progress in life.
That's right.
Yeah. What are the tools that you felt have helped shape and heal you and your relationship?
And my relationship.
Because that's important.
Well, I think overall, it's really hard for you to be in a relationship or love someone if you don't firstly truly love yourself and you don't understand your own feelings. Because it's actually sad, and it's very, very difficult for you to be in a relationship with someone when you're always blaming them, you're always fighting, you're always angry, you're fully reliant on them to validate your feelings.
Yeah.
And you haven't actually sort of taken that moment to sit with yourself and figure out, like, this is a me problem.
Yeah.
So obviously I was so young when we started dating, and I noticed myself, like, something would happen and I'll just blame. And then it'll be the smallest thing and it'll become a thing because it was something that triggered, like, my inner child that was, like, a bit hurt, or I hadn't healed yet.
Yeah.
And I would just blame him, and then I'd overthink, and then I'd put all my traumas on that situation when it was, like, literally he was at work busy and couldn't answer the phone. But I'm like, oh my God, you hate me, you're going to leave me, you're not answering my calls, you're talking, like, all these issues.
And you're preparing the, like, please don't leave me message.
Yeah, literally. No, I never did those.
No, I know you wouldn't. He would never leave you anyway.
So for me, it was like, okay, I needed to sit down with myself.
Yeah.
And I needed to heal, and I needed to take that own journey for myself so I can be better for the relationship.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can't fill someone else's cup without filling your own.
Oh,
and it's so important that you focus on yourself, because if you're troubled, you're always going to bring trouble and you're going to create trouble for other people, and it's unfair.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
I look back and I'm like, fuck, like, I obviously we've moved past it, but I feel bad that like I had created like a silly argument over something that could have been so simple. But then I also understand that at the time I knew no better.
Yeah.
And without that difficult argument or conversation, I probably wouldn't have been able to recognize that I had this trigger. So, guys, it's been fucking 15 years of therapy and we're still going. But I just think it's so important for someone who has like a lot of like mental anxiousness and childhood traumas, like to realize what your triggers are.
Yeah.
And just try and catch yourself before it gets too far.
Absolutely.
That's like my biggest advice, because if you're going to continue in a relationship or friendship or marriage or even with your siblings, like it's so easy to just like be angry all the time or like keep blaming other people.
Yeah.
But as soon as you take that accountability and you're like, you know what, like I'm going to spend 10 minutes a day fucking talking with myself, journaling, figuring out what's wrong, you're going to be such a better person and happiness spreads.
Yes.
So
yes.
If you're happy, the people around you are going to be
contagious.
Happy. It is. And so is a bad mood. If
I'm
I'm in a bad mood, everyone around me is in a fucking bad mood.
Yeah.
So let's focus on being happy and positive, and that all has to come within.
Yeah. That's really beautiful.
That's like my biggest thing. You can't be in a healthy relationship if you're not healthy yourself.
Absolutely. I totally agree. But
then sometimes the men or women can be pretty fucked up. You can be completely have no childhood trauma, or you could be healed, or all these things, and then you could just be in a bad relationship, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And you need to pick up the signs.
Oh, 100%. Because it could add to your traumas.
100%.
Bad relationships, and sometimes being patient, like what she's saying, being patient with the right person.
Yeah.
Not being patient with just the wrong person.
I had a client who grew up in the most beautiful family. Like she had no trauma. Loved beautifully by her parents, went on vacations, had a great school, like knew nothing about her parents ever fighting, like perfect childhood. She was completely fine. Met this guy in a beautiful relationship. They got married. They had 2 kids. And then she found out that he was cheating on her, like their whole marriage and this whole big thing. And then he kicks her. Like, it was a very unfortunate situation. She then now is like in her late 30s, has severe trust issues, has commitment issues, and is so severely traumatized from being in a relationship. And this was sparked as an adult. Yeah. So it doesn't always stem from childhood.
No, that would have come as a shock for her, though.
Of course.
So do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the trauma
but now
is
that's just
maybe she was loved too much that she only knew. I don't know. Maybe is there a balance?
I think the thing is, you can just be in a wrong relationship.
Yeah,
it's correct. As simple as that.
It is as simple as that.
And it's really sad when that happens because then you've gone your whole life one way and then you're like, fuck, what do I do with myself? Yeah. I've never had to deal with these emotions.
That's correct.
And that's also very sad. But
yeah, I know. Well, I guess you know what is also, like you said, picking up on the signs.
Yeah.
So choosing your trauma.
Yeah.
You know, do you want to stay? We all know in the depth of our heart
what is right.
If a relationship is going to work or not.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I was 22 when I was married. And I was dumb. What do you know at 22?
Yeah.
To even start a life. And I never had a promising feeling of a future with this man.
Yeah.
Like very soon into the relationship.
Yeah.
So, and I recall when I was sitting down having a conversation one time about why it was very hard for me to trust men.
Yeah.
And I thought every single male figure in my life has cheated on me. My father, all right. He didn't cheat on me.
But
he cheated on my mother.
He cheated on
he cheated on us.
Yeah.
He would leave us to be with another woman. And this was the whole time my parents were married.
And then you watched your brothers.
And then I watched my brothers grow up and not know how to be faithful to in any relationship.
Because all they knew was a cheating father.
Yeah. And I remember hearing him sort of justify it to them, yeah, that's normal. You're a man. It's okay.
Diabolical.
You know, and hearing that, I was like, that can't be normal.
Yeah.
And then when my ex-husband cheated, I thought, is there one fucking man in this world that's going to appear in my life and not be a severe cheater?
Yeah.
You know? And then you learn as you go on that a lot of them are cheating in different ways.
Yeah.
And that for me was
That's a really big thing.
A very big thing.
So from your whole life,
My whole life.
basically, you hadn't had an interaction with a man
Not
that
a single
hadn't cheated
one.
or been
Yeah.
faithful to you or your family.
Yeah.
So you've obviously for 30 odd years
Yeah.
have dealt with that.
It's all
So
I've known. And then
now-
like even like my aunties watching them in their relationships, unhappy. My husbands are cheating. The neighbors, the across the road. There was no one that in our circle.
And unfortunately, when something happens quite frequently,
Yeah.
something called attention bias comes into play.
Yeah.
And you've seen a couple of cheating men.
Yeah.
And now you always see it because you know that red car theory, you see a red car once and now you always see a red car. It's the same thing when you see something and then you see it another time and another time. It's all you that begins to focus on. So your
100%. brain
brain is like cheating. It's missing the happy relationships, which is normal. I think when
Exactly.
you're so used to it,
Exactly.
and it's really sad.
It is. You know, with what I'm experiencing now, there are times if I call him, and we have 2 different time zones.
Yeah.
So if I call him, he normally answers every time in his sleep.
Yeah.
Like there's never once I've called him in his sleep and he doesn't answer.
Oh my god.
And he makes a point of it. He's like, please call me. Just wake me up. I just want to hear your voice and then go back to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, whatever. And if ever. And there are times he'll be in the bathroom, he'll be showering. I'll call. I'm like,
What's he doing?
how come I didn't turn his location on while I was
Oh
there?
my
And I thought,
See,
I had
your
every
brain always
opportunity to do
jumps
that.
to the worst.
Exactly. And I'd have every opportunity to do that. I had every opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to do it because that is fucked up and so insecure.
Yeah.
And I do trust how much he loves me. I still think men
You
cheat.
need therapy.
Yeah, I need therapy. He's very, very, I think, realizing there are things we both need working on. And
Yeah.
he is feeding what my concerns are
Yeah.
and where they stem from. So he indirectly starts a conversation to be like, you know, what I have to have, like what I done to have you and what I went through to get you and how long I invested time to make sure I got you.
Yeah.
I'm so
reminds you
fulfilled.
of-
I'm
yeah.
so like grateful. I'm the luckiest man. Like I've got what anyone would dream to have. Like, and I'm like, in my head, my old self.
She's in a battle in her mind
Yeah,
between
I'm like,
old
you're
Buddha-
trying to make me think that you're never gonna cheat.
Oh my
yeah.
God. we can't win.
I know,
Yeah.
but that's where I've had to come around and be like, okay, I need to allow this man to actually be the man in the relationship.
Yeah.
And he's given me no reason to think he's running to the
Yeah.
next person.
Yeah. It's difficult
Yeah.
because like
And especially
it's
we
very
live two different
time zones.
time zones, 2 different countries.
Yeah.
Like,
And you also, for you'd feel so vulnerable. Like, am I doing the wrong thing? Am I making
Absolutely.
the wrong decision? Like, do I even want to have this? Like, it's a battle. It's really difficult.
especially when for someone like myself, I run.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like uninterested. I'll shut any situation down how deep it is.
yeah.
So these are new things I'm learning to do, to be a lot more patient, a lot more trusting, or trying to be trusting, and trying to believe that maybe
There is.
because I see my sister's man, and he's a very godly man,
He is.
and he's a very honest and loyal man. So there are men out there.
There are.
There are.
And I think a lot of men are, and women, like,
Yeah.
I think they're equally, like, afraid to fall into a relationship because, again, we see so many negatives that unfortunately sometimes the negative is outweighing the positive.
Yeah.
And you have one bad interaction and then maybe another, and then that's all you see. Attention
Yeah.
bias all over again.
Yeah.
And this, girls are good, no guys are good, all like, it's just a very negative outlook. And I do think we live in such a negative generation.
Yeah.
And I absolutely hate it. And I saw this really beautiful quote. Actually, it's a bit relative.
Let's end this with a
And it was
beautiful
like,
quote.
if you can overthink the worst in every situation, then why can't you overthink the best? And to me, like, that is
love
so
that.
beautiful because it's true. Like, what, he didn't answer your phone call, and the first thing you did was think he's cheating.
No, I didn't
But
think
no,
he was
no, I know,
cheating,
I'm
but
just,
my that's the first place my brain
goes
wanted to go to,
yeah.
and I'm now to what like doing the no, calm the fuck
Good.
down. The guy's
That's
having a shower, And he did. He ended
fine.
up running out and answering, and because
Yeah.
I called again, and I was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm in
Just
the shower."
in the shower.
Turn fucking
See, like,
video call on. Turn on, joking.
she's toxic. No, I'm joking.
She's toxic.
But say like that's just a small example. But in any situation, instead of thinking, oh my God, this can go wrong and this can, just think about what could go so right and what could be so good. And if you just trusted in God and in yourself and in the situation a little bit, how amazing it could be.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
That's the note we're going to leave you guys on.
I love that my baby sister is giving me advice in how to be mentally stable in a relationship. This is what I've waited for my whole life.
It's special.
It's so special.
Guys, this is just like 15 years of therapy. You're getting it for free.
Oh my God. All
You don't want to know how many dollars I've spent. No, babe, we could do a whole season on therapy.
I know.
But
we'll do a part 2.
This definitely needs a part 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's so important that you, 1, focus on the positive, and 2, have a conversation with yourself. And if there's something you're not feeling right about, sit with your feelings and see how that makes you feel. We'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I had a blast.
I know, this was a cute little conversation.
This was
very
cute
eye-opening,
and relevant.
Very relevant.
And I just feel like everyone can relate.
It's relatable.
Relatable in some way or form.
That's right. Well, don't forget, wherever you're watching this, please make sure you're following or subscribed and leave us a like and comment. It means the world to us and it really will help us grow. Thank you guys.
We love you all so
we love
much.
you all. See you next week.